peace. I read about a Stoic philosopher in ancient Greece who, when he was told that his son had died in an accident, replied, I know he was not immortal. Is that surrender? If it is, I don't want it. There are some situations in which surrender seems unnatural and inhuman. Being cut off from your feeling is not surrender, but we don't know what his inner state was when he said those words. In certain extreme situations, it may still be impossible for you to accept. Now, you always get a second chance at surrender. Your first chance is to surrender each moment to the reality of the moment, knowing that what is cannot be undone because it always is. You say yes to what is or accept what isn't. Then you do what you have to do, whatever the situation requires. If you abide in that state of acceptance, you create no more negativity, no more suffering, no more unhappiness. You then live in a state of unresistance, a state of grace, lightness, force, free from struggle. Whenever you are unable to do that, whenever you miss that chance, either because you are not generating enough conscious presence to prevent some habitual and unconscious resistance pattern from arising, or because condition is so extreme as to be absolutely unacceptable to you, then you are creating some form of pain, some form of suffering. It may look as if the situation is creating the suffering, but ultimately, this is not so. Your resistance is. Now, here is your second chance at surrender. If you cannot accept what is outside, then accept what is inside. If you cannot accept the external condition, accept the internal condition. This means do not resist the pain. Allow it to be there. Surrender to the grief, despair, fear, loneliness, or whatever form the suffering takes. Witness it without labeling it mentally. Embrace it intensely when you make it unconscious. When you deny emotional pain, everything you do or think, as well as your relationship, become contaminated with it. You broadcast it, so to speak, as the energy you emanate, and others will pick it up subliminally. If you are unconscious, they may even feel compelled to attack or hurt you in some way, or maybe hurt them in an unconscious projection of your pain. You attract and manifest whatever corresponds to your inner state. When there is no way out, there is still always a way through. So don't turn away from the pain. Face it, feel it fully, feel it. Don't think about it. Express it if necessary, but don't create a script in your mind around it. Give all your attention to the feeling, not to the person, event, or situation that seems to have caused it, but let the mind use the pain to create a victim identity for yourself out of it. Feeling sorry for yourself and telling others your story keep you stuck in suffering Since it is impossible to get away from the feeling, the only possibility of change is to move into it. Otherwise, nothing will shift. So give your complete attention to what you feel and refrain from mentally labeling it. As you go into the feeling, be intensely alert. At first, it may seem like a dark and terrifying place, and when the urge to turn away from it comes, observe it but don't act on it. Keep putting your attention on the pain. Keep feeling the grief, the fear, the dread, the loneliness, whatever it is. Stay alert, stay present with your whole being, with every cell of your body. As you do so, you are bringing a light into the darkness. This is the flame of your consciousness. At this stage, you don't want to be concerned with surrendering anymore. It has happened already. How? Full attention is full acceptance is surrender. By giving full attention, you use the power of now, which is the power of the presence. No hidden pocket of resistance can survive in it. Presence removes time. Without time, no suffering, no negativity can survive. The acceptance of suffering is a journey into death. Facing deep pain, allowing to be, taking your attention into it, is to enter death consciously. When you have died this death, you realize that there is no death, and there is nothing to fear. Only the ego dies. Imagine a ray of sunlight that has forgotten it is an inseparable part of the sun and deludes itself into believing it has to fight for survival and create and cling to the identity other than the sun. With the death of this delusion, could it be incredibly liberating? Do you want an easy death? Would you rather die without pain, without agony? Then die to the past at every moment. So many people actually choose pain. I know the word choose is a favorite New Age term, but it is entirely accurate in this context. It is misleading to say that somebody choose. Your friend is stuck in a relationship with an abusive partner and not for the first time. Why? No choice. The mind, conditioned as it is by the past, always seeks to recreate what it knows and is familiar with. Even if it is painful, at least it is familiar. The mind always controls. The mind always adheres to the known. The unknown is dangerous because it has no control over it. That's why the mind dislikes and ignores the present moment. Present moment awareness creates a gap not only in the stream of mind, but also in the past-future continuum. Nothing truly new and creative can come into this world except through that gap, that clear space of infinite possibility. So your friend, being identified with her mind, may be recreating a pattern learned in the past in which intimacy and abuse are inseparably linked. Alternatively, she may be acting out a mind pattern learned in early childhood according to what she is unworthy and deserves to be punished. It is possible, too, that she lives a large part of her life through a pain body, which always seeks more pain in which to feed. Her partner has his own unconscious patterns which complement hers. Of course, her situation is self-created, but who or what is the self that is doing the creating? A better emotional pattern from the past? No more. What makes a self out of it? If you tell her that she has